All right, let's talk about those moments. You know the ones that make you cringe so hard you wish the ground would just swallow you whole. But what if I told you those facepalm memories are actually good for us? Yeah, really. Let's dig in. Okay, so picture this. You're walking down the street, you see someone waving in your direction, and, being a friendly person, you wave back with a big smile. It's a nice little moment of human connection, right? Until that sudden dawning horror hits you.
And you realize, oh no, they were waving to the person behind you. And just like that, you're busted. What do? The classic pivot to pretending you were stretching? Or maybe you suddenly become really fascinated with a bird in the sky. Come on, we've all done it. That sinking feeling is totally universal.
So, yeah, that moment, that's what we're diving into today. These little social missteps are just a fundamental part of being human. And it's actually really worth understanding why they happen and what they're for. And believe it or not, there is a perfect word that just nails this exact feeling of social clumsiness. That word is gosh. So let's break down what it means, because it perfectly describes those moments we'd all kind of rather forget. So gosh is all about lacking social grace, being tactless, a little bit unaware of the social rules. It's exactly like waving at the wrong person, or, telling a joke that just completely bombs. We've all been there. Or even that super enthusiastic hey to a total stranger you thought was your friend. Classic gosh. So to put it simply, gosh behavior is just socially awkward. It's tactless. Sometimes it's even a little crudely done. Basically, it is the absolute opposite of smooth. Okay, so to really get the power of a gauche moment, I want to share a story with you. And this one, well, it's a true masterclass in what you might call cringeworthy courage. This story really centers on the number 3, because 3 different times someone poured their absolute heart out in these secret confession letters, even poems to crushes they admired from afar. I mean, talk about a vulnerable move, right? And the results? Yeah, not great. The 2 letters sent the old-fashioned way by snail mail were just completely ignored. Crickets. And the one sent by email? That one got a reply, but it was absolutely crushing. It said, "You wrote to the wrong person." Oof. Just ouch. So you can imagine the feeling, right? The person who wrote them said it was utterly embarrassing, a total social faceplant. And for what? There were no good responses, nothing to show for all that vulnerability. So the takeaway at that moment seemed pretty clear. Pouring your heart out is nerve-wracking, and all you get in return is a massive dose of cringe. But that is not where this story ends. Because as it turns out, hidden inside all that embarrassment was actually some pretty profound wisdom. And it boils down to this idea. We grow the most when we trip over what we didn't see coming. Those unexpected stumbles, those totally gosh moments, those are our biggest opportunities for growth. I mean, think about it. A perfect, smooth day, it's nice, but it teaches you almost nothing. But a mistake? Whoa. That humbles you, it forces you to stretch way outside your comfort zone, and in that stretching, you end up discovering new parts of yourself, strengths you never even knew you had. And when you look back at that story about the confession letters, that's exactly what happened. With time, the memory completely transformed. It went from being utterly embarrassing to, now, really hilarious. So what's the hidden lesson in all of this? Well, there are a few. First, and this is a big one, regretting something you did is almost always better than regretting something you were too scared to do. Second, taking that goshy risk was actually necessary to just get those feelings out. And third, that whole painful experience, it turned into a great lesson, some real wisdom to share with other people. It actually found a purpose. Which brings us to, I think, the most important point of all. It's about changing how we think about our own awkward moments. Maybe it's time we start to embrace them. So look, the next time you find your brain replaying a super cringy memory, just try to look at it a little differently. Your most gosh moments, they might just be your greatest lessons in disguise. They're not just embarrassments. They could be a turning point, a lesson, or hey, maybe even the start of a really, really great story. So I want to leave you with this question. What's a moment in your life that was just mortifying at the time, but looking back now, it's actually kind of funny? Think about what wisdom you might have gotten from that awkward stumble. Thanks for digging into this with me.